Oh!
What's happening?
Francis and Chewy.
We're talking NBA?
We're talking NBA.
Can we get a basketball graphic? Yeah, it was like a really cool one last time. You know, I come for the graphics.
Yeah, that's the only reason we get them here.
Because the graphics package at TYT Sports is better than FS1 and Fox.
We pay
and
them
ESPN
in graphic transitions.
Look. What?
It's delicious.
Yo, how much did that cost right there? That was like...
That was one appearance for you. We're going to have
Can we get one more basketball, please? I know it's not really in the budget. Oh, look at the back.
You know how Trump's cutting budgets out there? We ain't cutting no budgets right here.
I love that basketball. So, did you have another one that had like flames on it? Oh, man.
Do you know who's not grabbing the basketball at the moment?
Who?
It's the San Antonio Spurs.
Yo, San Antonio Spurs. I'm from Cali, man. I hate that team. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Spurs, I hate the Spurs.
Why?
Because
why?
Because they've
never age.
They've never aged. They're always in the playoffs. They kind of stay under the radar during the regular season, and once they get into the playoffs, they just like smash everybody and win championships.
Yeah.
But from the other day with the Rockets, I don't know, man. They don't look like the Spurs of usual.
So I was on a clip yesterday with our NBA correspondent Andre, and he was just dropping truth bombs on me. He's like, I think the Rockets are going to win this. And I was like, I'm in the same boat as you. It's like you instinctively just go to San Antonio. They're going to come out in the playoffs, and they're going to be more experienced than everyone, and they're going to get the job done. Like, they had a couple of tough games against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
But with Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker's rolling back the years. They've got that system that's just mechanical. It's like Pop just goes, presses a button, and everything just works.
Popovich is a Hall of Fame coach.
No doubt.
Like, he is brilliant. He's an amazing coach.
But Mike D'Antoni's done something to this Rockets team where they're fearless. Like, we're not going to go into as much depth as what Jason would probably go in the specific over-unders and all that, whatever. Yeah. But I'm just going to tell you right now, is that watching the game, the Rockets are petrifying when they're on offense. And it's not just James Harden. This is what you talked about.
Yeah.
They shut down a player that I specifically called out yesterday. I'm kind of embarrassed at that.
Yeah.
When I said LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be a difference maker. Well, last night, LaMarcus Aldridge was garbage.
Brother, he wasn't even in the building, brother.
He was awful. He dropped it consistently, lost the ball several different occasions. And Ryan Anderson, who is a defensive weakness for the Rockets, in my opinion, and was during the regular season at times, shut him down.
Shut him down.
It's absolutely remarkable to me that a player like that, who last year came alive in the playoffs, and was dropping 40, 38, just kind of fell away.
Dropping bombs on everybody, man.
I don't want to make it about I don't want to make it about the Spurs playing poorly. I want to make it about how this Rockets team. Jason made the case that D'Antoni was a coach of the year, and at this point he's kind of backing up because he hasn't got the fundamental weaponry that some of the other team does, but he's making it work.
And D'Antoni has coached against the Spurs in the playoffs many times.
Yeah.
Of course, with his years with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
They had some battles, man.
Yeah,
and I know D'Antoni's in there like, okay, I'm not going to lose this series this time with the Rockets.
Yeah.
He lost so many series when he was coaching the Phoenix Suns, and I think he has something to prove, man.
Yeah.
He really does.
It's, I don't know, like, I mean, just the scoreline in general, like to blow them out by that much, it's kind of setting the tempo. And I'm not saying this, we know what the Spurs are like. You can never count them out. Like, they had a couple of tough games against the Grizzlies.
You can never count the Spurs out,
with
man.
Greg Popovich. I think that the best thing that he can take away from this is it happened early on, and they can address some of the problems that the fact that the Rockets were rebounding better, and the Rockets get transition three-pointers too easily.
Yeah.
But I was talking with Dan beforehand, is like the Spurs have notoriously been good at shutting down a three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
Like, Popovich isn't a fan. We know this. He's criticizing the past how the game is different. Like, you just get Steph Curry laying up and just consistently dropping threes.
Yeah.
It's somewhat hard to defend, but he did a better job of it this year. But they just allowed far too easy for the Rockets to kind of just breeze past them.
That game was crazy.
So it happens easy in this game. You know fine well Greg Popovich is going to address this. The paint was probably dripping from the room after he addressed his players after. He probably gave them a tell, and he's like, this is not going to fly. So I wouldn't count them out because they're expected to come back and be experienced. On the other end of the spectrum, the game that happened yesterday, what we expected again. The Cleveland Cavaliers basically told the Raptors, you're going to have to really up this if you want to compete. We are the dominant team in the East. And despite how in the
Cleveland and LeBron, they had like, the whole team had like the eye of the tiger, man. They looked unstoppable. Really, they did.
So one thing that I know that we talked about this year is the gap mathematically in the East was smaller. Cleveland Cavaliers finished second in the seeding. Boston Celtics were first, and the gap was so small. But when it gets to the crunch point, the Cavs are still far and away the best team in the East. And the gap is, in my opinion, as proven in this game last night, still just the same as what it was last year. When you get to the playoffs, the Cavaliers are still the better team in the East. And unless something really drastic happens, touch wood, touch all the woods.
All of it.
LeBron James remains healthy. Everything goes normal. The Cavs will be in the NBA Finals again.
Kyrie looked crazy.
Yeah. And this is a
and
guy,
Kevin Love looked crazy. So, yeah.
I watched Kyrie. I watched the Lakers Cavaliers not long ago here in the regular season, and D'Angelo Russell was going crazy. I think he had like 42 points. But it was almost like at the very end, I got a text from Jason. He's like, how do you feel about Kyrie dropping 45 tonight? I didn't even realize he was dropping 45 because it was just like regular practice. He was going up and he was draining them. I was like, wow, this guy's incredible. But I wasn't even realizing how many points he was throwing up because in amidst shooting well, he was still assisting. He was still allowing LeBron to do LeBron things.
Yes.
And it's a worrisome time for anyone in the East because the Cavaliers do what they do. Last year, they breezed through the first 2 rounds. I think they never dropped a game throughout until they had to face the Raptors later on. And the Raptors this year now have to face
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It's a wrap. I think it's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers taking the East. And the West, I think it's the West. I don't know, it might be the Rockets or Golden State.
Wow. Imagine the Rockets. Imagine that. Imagine the Rockets get past the Spurs and then they have to face what we imagine will be Golden State. They play their first game tonight, I believe, Dan, am I right?
Yes.
Against the Utah Jazz. The gap in the West is so huge, I think, when the Warriors are on their day. And I'm going to go out there and say that, like Andre was saying, when the Rockets are on point, they're kind of the team that can go blow for blow for the when it comes to how offensively strong they are. And that, talk about a phenomenal Western Conference Finals, would be Golden State versus Rockets. I think it'd be like 180 to 175.
Yeah. 230.
You'd be like, Steph Curry's just dropped his 85th point. James Harden's gone for his 90th.
It's going to be crazy, man.
It'll be insane. But that's if that happens. We know the Spurs. We know we
know
expect.
the Spurs.
Chuy Martinez joining me. They've proven once more that we had Andre on yesterday. We had Chuy on today. Jason who? No, I'm joking. Jason, come back safe
Jason
tomorrow.
He's getting a tan in Mexico.
A tan?
He's getting burnt.
Jason makes me feel tan.
Jason is getting burnt in Mexico.
He makes the whitest, Scottishest guy in the history feel tan.
You see some of his pictures? I thought he would trim his chest hair before. Damn, it's like a whole he has like a chia pet.
I remember when we were in here, you made him pull up his shirt one time on the clip.
I did.
I don't think he ever really got the image of his own chest on camera out of his head. It was like, oh, that's me.
It's crazy.
Cool. All right. See you guys soon.
Yeah, the basketball. Yes, we got the basketball.